I'm really curious if you were to think, what would be a way for an MSP to reevaluate how they see themselves as they are versus how they could be? Like, what would be one bit of advice you'd say to them to try to reframe it and help them be able to succeed and push past their own boundaries?
I'll frame it in a way that probably relates to most of the MSPs that I work with, that we call nimble MSPs. And the nimble MSP to me is the smaller MSP. So typically on the size of 1 to 20 staff. And so we typically operate in that space. Most MSPs that come into the tech tribe are in that kind of space. And so they're mostly founder led and founder owner in there. And typically most of those founder owners have built the business up based on referrals, often to that point in time. And they're typically the CTO in the business. They're guiding the tech stack. They're also the sales and marketing person. They're also the person doing the hiring, and sometimes still the service delivery manager in there and whatnot. And I think if I would be giving that advice of, hey, neuroplasticity, like things are changing and morphing all the time. Like, what can you do in your MSP to kind of make it morph and change? What's the biggest thing you've got to work on yourself is that to get from that MSP where you're the only person on the leadership team and you've got a team of doers underneath you, to that next phase where you've got a team of leaders in the business, is that you got to take that big shift, which is a monumental, for me at least, and for a lot of people that I work with, it's a monumental shift from being a founder-led person that's in the business to being a true CEO of a business, like the true leader of the business, where you're then working on things like vision and mission and values and all those vague things that most people look at and go, like, we don't need a vision and mission and values and stuff for our MSP. We just need to fix computers and do cybersecurity. But as you're going through, as lots of MSPs get to that kind of that ceiling that they're butting up against, where they're unable to grow their leadership team. And I've certainly had this myself a few times over the years as I've built businesses, is that just realizing that shift that you've gone through, that's got you from 0 to 1 to where you are now, your whole world has changed and everything's changed, and you've got a complete different set of beliefs to what you had then. You've got to do the same thing again. You've got to reinvent again, just like Madonna's like the queen of reinvention in there. You've got to reinvent yourself completely again to being a scrappy startup founder that's in the weeds, doing stuff all day, every day, and kind of in control of every single decision in your business, to stepping up to be a CEO that's enabling a team of leadership people around you, that you're pushing decisions down to them and pushing outcomes down to them and trusting on them and providing them the vision and the frameworks and the boundaries and everything to go and operate in, so that the business can go from that 1 to 2 phase or 1 to 5 phase or whatever you want it to be. And I think that's, when you look at it from that space of neuroplasticity, that everything can change and everything can morph, I think it's you've got to look at it from that perspective and realize that everything has to morph, everything has to change if you want to get through that next peak of your business or that next phase of your business. It's what got you to where you are, as the old saying is, what got you where you are is not going to get you to where you want to go in that next phase. You've got to blow the whole lot up and figure out, mash it all together and figure out who you've got to be and what the business has got to be for that next phase.